Welcome to Balance, Body, and Beyond. Thank you for joining me today. We are going to have a practice designed with the idea of restoring ourselves. How does that sound? So in our practice, we will bring attention into our breathing. We'll bring attention to stretching. We'll bring attention to some mild strengthening, but mostly a practice that's going to make us feel restored, refreshed, renewed by the time we're done. So that being said, make sure you hit like, subscribe, share with friends, roll out your mat, and join me for a beautiful restorative practice today. We're going to begin laying back with our arms alongside our body. And you might find comfort in shutting your eyes and letting your eyelids rest heavily over your eyes. You might find comfort in opening your eyes and just gazing upward. But for now, I want you to tune out all distractions. Or use the noises in the background to focus on. And with focusing on maybe what you're listening to in the background, it will distract you from everything else around, any worries, any burdens. We're going to begin inhaling and exhaling through our nostrils. So your lips are touching, and you're feeling the flow of air coming in and out solely through your nostrils. I'm going to invite you to place one hand over your belly, and the other palm is going to rest on the upper part of your chest. And as you inhale, feel your hands elevate. And as you exhale, feel your hands lower down towards your spine. So lifting your hands up and then feeling them release downward with every inhalation and exhalation. So focus on that feeling of your hands being elevated and then lowering down. It's okay to take a time out. It's okay to let your mind rest. It's okay not to have your brain processing. So we've hit the pause button. We're slowing things down. We're using our breathing muscles to warm our bodies and open our sinuses and decompress. So you can open your eyes if they were shut and bring your arms back alongside your body. Spread your fingers wide and then walk your feet in towards your hips. Let's go ahead and draw the legs then into our body and just give a little hug, maybe roll a little bit side to side. Extend your right leg away from the body so the right leg can rest down onto the mat, and straighten up your left leg. We'll start with a hamstring stretch. Maybe point and flex your foot, wiggle your toes, get connected. Connect to your body from your feet, through your leg, up into your breath. We're going to send our arms wide and we're going to circle this elevated leg. Loosening up through our hips. Big circles. What's great about this practice today is that we're going to spend a lot of time on our mats. Laying flat, maybe seated, maybe on our bellies. Change directions. But we're going to move slowly, most importantly, and we're going to move intentionally. And we want our muscles and our bodies to decompress, to let go of the stress, let go of the worries of the world, and enjoy your time on the mat. Hold your legs still, and then lower down. And let's try this now with the other side. Right leg lifts, reach behind the right leg. You can point and flex the foot, maybe roll through the ankle, wiggle the toes. I've had shoes on all day, so oh my goodness, this feels nice for my feet. Roll the other way if you're rolling your ankle. And then pausing here, we'll send our arms wide and take a big circle. We get caught up often in the busyness of the day, and sometimes we get carried away with that busyness and we forget to hit the pause button, to slow down and acknowledge it is okay to slow down and how therapeutic and important it is to slow down, change directions. I think I'm guilty of that. I confess, I'm guilty. I'm a mover and a groover. I don't slow down enough. But as I get older, I'm realizing I do need more time to slow down. So taking the time here now to do that, we'll hold our legs still and then lower both legs straight down to the mat. We're gonna walk our feet in towards our hips. We're gonna elevate for a bridge. And then see if you can interlock your hands underneath you, push your knuckles towards your feet, and we'll hold a bridge. Now, while there is work involved in holding this bridge, what I really want you to experience is the stretch from maybe your quadriceps through your hips, right up to the front of the body. Try walking your feet in closer to your hips. Maybe they were close enough. I felt like mine were not quite as close as I'd like them to be. So you have permission to change your body position throughout your yoga practice. Now, stay here in bridge and toe heel your feet wider. Let's hold our bridge with our feet wider than our hips. Maybe you get a little more elevation, but you notice that's a game changer using some different muscles. Good. Separate your hands so your hips can make contact with the mat. We're going to elevate the left leg again, but this time we're going to cross the left leg over the right so our legs are draped. I'm going to send my arms wide again, and now I'm going to fan the legs side to side, but with my left leg draped over my right, and I'm going to begin turning my head gently side to side. No rush, no sense of urgency. And you'll notice the stretch feels different, right? As you move to the right, you're going to stretch different muscles compared to the legs going to the left. Good. Hold in the middle, untangle the legs. Now bring your right leg up and drape the right leg over the left. With the legs staying tight together, you feel your hamstring resting on your thigh. We're going to go side to side. And once again, turn your head, look away from the knees. Now, I have kept my bottom foot connected to the mat, but you could always pick that bottom foot up. I didn't cue that earlier. But in future practices, those are changes you can make on your own. Ooh, I just felt a nice little crack pop in my lower back. That felt nice. Alrighty, so let's reset and untangle the legs. We're gonna try lifting both legs up in the air and both arms up in the air. We're gonna make a star, opening as wide as we can, and then exhale, draw back in. Inhale, open, exhale. So there's a little bit of work here. But let's focus on the opening, the stretching, the lengthening that happens here. range of motion. And one more. Awesome. Hold here, hug one knee into the chest, and let's come into a seated position. Awesome. We're going to extend our left leg and pull our right foot in towards our hip, and our arms are going to come up. Inhale, and then rotate over the long leg, and let's take a forward fold. And bow down, drop your head, and relax. Yeah, just staying in the stillness. I do tend to like dynamic movements, but today we're just going to hold and stay in the stretch. And when you get into that tight spot, you can't think you can push the stretch anymore. Just back up off the stretch. Like here, I'm going to lift my chest a little bit, and then I'm going to take a big exhale out. And as I exhale, I'm going to try to inch a little more stretch. And I might sit there for another 2 or 3, 5, 10 seconds. And then I might back up and think, you know what? I'm going to go that extra millimeter, but I got to pull out of the stretch and go back into it through an exhalation phase of my breath. Excellent. Coming up, let's switch sides. So as we extend the other leg, we feel both sit bones connected to the mat. Take a big reach up and then turn towards the long leg and allow your body to fold forward. Yeah, this side I'm so much tighter. I'm kind of rocking my hips, trying to get my sit bones to connect, trying to set some sticky spots free. But already my body's saying, just take a little breath coming up, and then a long exhale, reach again. Now, we don't want to force, we don't want to strain, but you can encourage, and you can take a few attempts. Inhaling up and exhaling back down. Yeah, love that. We're going to sit in a straddle. Sometimes I have folks do these exercises with their legs crossed, but I've learned from watching my clients that sitting in a cross-legged position isn't always super comfortable. If you want to, you can. Otherwise, straddle or sit however you need to. Maybe sit on something elevated. And we're going to take a side stretch. I'm going to hold this side stretch. And as we hold this side stretch, we're going to look under our arm and keep reaching and reaching farther away from the body. Let's try it on the other side. And then come back to the center. We'll take our fingertips onto our shoulders and do some shoulder circles here. Bring back that yoga breath. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose. Change directions of your circles. Again, decompressing, slowing down, hitting that pause button. Let your hands rest down in front of you, and then we'll take some circles with the head. I like to start with my chin coming down, and then gently roll the head. Slow, 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 slow. So we're going to benefit from a stretch while maintaining this straddle position. Change directions of your head circle. So don't do this motion if it makes you dizzy. Sometimes something like this can promote all sorts of wonky stuff. But as long as you're not experiencing that, any kind of vertigo, disorientation from rolling your head. We'll take one more big circle. And then slowly lift your chin up off your chest, looking forward. I love it. We're gonna come down into child's pose now. So swing your legs behind you. And we are going to extend those arms and push our hips back. Feel your big toes touching. Spread your fingers. And then we're gonna rock forward. You can tuck your toes under to stretch the bottoms of your feet and then push your hips back. If it bothers you to have your toes tucked under, by all means, then you point your toes. Yeah. All right, we'll glide our body weight forward into tabletop. And we're going to take our right arm way up. So look to your right hand. And we're going to do a rib roll. So as this hand comes under the body, you're going to reach for the back side of your ribs, rotating. We'll try that again. Inhale. So with our knees anchored to the mat, we're going to try not to roll through the hips, but rather rotate from the center of our spine. Just one more. Both hands come down, and then let's try this on the other side. So first, bring your arm up, pause here, just pause. Look at the top hand. Your thumb's pointing away from you, and you see your knuckles. Swing the arm under the body with control. Reach for your ribs. Inhale. Maybe you can get your fingertips closer and closer to the spine. You see the chickens in the background? I don't know if you can or not. One more. And then both hands come down. So we're going to try something a little different here. You're going to take your right leg and see if this works. You're going to cross it behind your left leg, and then you're going to push your hips back. Now, it's going to be a little different for everyone, so just explore this stretch a little bit. So your right leg is tucked behind your left, and you're going to push your hips back, and then just rock a little bit side to side. Explore the stretch here. See where your body's catching that stretch. You might have discovered the stretch right away. You might be like, oh, I'm not really feeling that. And maybe try pushing your weight back a little farther. Sometimes we do stretches and it's just not what your body needs or where your tightness is. But we don't know unless we try. All right, so let's try that then on the other side. So knees side by side, pick your left leg up, take it behind the right knee, and then sit back. Yeah, be patient, see what this does for you. I can feel it a little bit more on this side as a stretch than my other side. Good. Untangle. Still on our knees. We're going to inhale, lift all the way up. Take your fingers to your temples, and holding here, we're going to put some tension between the shoulder blades. So squeeze your shoulder blades together. Look to one side, look forward, and then the other. So a little bit more rotation for our spine. Spinal mobility. I did a short on that not too long ago. So important. Let's try one more. And hold. We're going to swing our left leg forward. And with that left leg forward, we're going to ease into a bit of a hip opener. So you can stay here. Might bump your front foot out a little farther, which I found I just needed to do. You don't want this foot tucked up underneath you. You want to ideally get that ankle right beneath your front knee. See how that stretch feels? And then we'll pull ourselves into this half kneeling position. I want you to imagine you're putting your hands into your back pockets. Pull your elbows together, lift your chest, look upward, and hold tight here, opening through the front of your body. And then we'll take this into a twist. Just swing your right arm around, take your left hand back behind you, and now hold the twist. Maybe move your head a little bit to the side or tuck your chin down. Maybe you'll access the neck stretch here. Good. And we'll switch sides. So pulling our other leg through, rock forward. And if you feel like this front foot is trapped underneath you, just bump it out. If you need some extra padding under your knee, fold your mat a little bit, grab a pillow, make it work for you. That's the name of the game. Cool. All right, half kneeling position. Slide your hands into your imaginary back pockets, fingertips point down, press those hips a little bit forward, lift your chin up off your chest, gaze up to the sky. Draw your elbows together. Outstanding. Let's take a twist. So swing your arm across the body, and then your left arm or right arm wraps behind you. And freedom to move the neck a little bit. Untangling. We're going to take child's pose again, but this time when we come into child's pose, I'm going to invite you to bring your palms together and slide your hands behind the head. Walking your elbows forward, opening a bit more through the shoulders. Fill your lungs and fill your belly with breath. And just feel how nice it is to slow down, to take pressure off your feet, to lengthen your spine, to open your body, and treat yourself to a time out on your mat. Good. Palms come back down. We're going to have a seat once again. This time we'll create a 90-degree bend to both knees. Good. So the idea here is also to help open our hips. And from here, we'll take a bow forward. And once you bow forward, I want you to explore, once again, shifting your weight side to side. Where do you feel the tightness? And where you're tighter, just stay there. You might not look just like me. I'm kind of using my arm here to push against the sole of my foot to anchor me into a twist a little bit more. And on the other half of my body, it might not be the same. I might have to position myself differently. Come on up. Let's lean back. You can point your fingers out to the side or towards your hips. Again, opening from the front of the body. Perhaps you want to lift your hips. Okay, looking forward. Let's switch that up. 90-degree bend to both knees. Tip forward. Stay the course. That's a tough one, isn't it? Stay the course. Sometimes we jump ship a little too soon. We get impatient. We think this isn't for me. But just stay the course. Trust the journey. Now I'm going to try bracing my forearm on the sole of my foot and turning a little bit, just working a little deeper into that hip and kind of inching my body weight back a little, pushing into my sit bones. Sitting up, sliding my hands behind me, Fingertips point towards your body or out to the sides, perhaps lifting your hips. Awesome. All right, so we'll cross our legs. I'm going to challenge you in this moment of time as we finish up our practice to think of something positive. Something positive that happened today. What's fresh in my mind right now is I got a really nice compliment from a client. It surprised me. She told me what she appreciated from a class that I taught, and I had no idea. So passing on positive messages does go a long way. Did you process a positive in your day? Something negative that maybe had a silver lining? There's always a silver lining. Shut your eyes, focusing on the positive compared to the negative. Can always turn things around. Big breath, opening our eyes, inhaling, arms come overhead, palms joining together. Hopefully feeling a little restored, renewed, refreshed. Namaste, my friends. Thank you for joining me today on Balanced Body and Beyond.